Hey, family. Hey, surprise, surprise, surprise. I have jumped in here on a live. And I just wanted to come in here and say if you see this live and then you come in on the chat, just please just go ahead and say hello below on this chat. Okay, so first of all, I want to say Happy New Year's to everybody. Happy New Year's 2026. And I hope everybody's new year has started off with peace, clarity, and just good energy. I hope that everybody's new year started off on a good foot. I know for sure mine have. Okay. And I wanted to start off by saying thank you. I know that I have been gone. Hey, Carolyn, greetings. Hi, hi, hi. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. I know it's been a little while as I was just saying my spill here, and I actually wrote down thanks for the thumbs up. Truly appreciate that. Isn't that a good start? I'm telling you, you know what? I've been blessed. I truly feel like I got my little glitter hat. I'm gonna take that off, but yeah, I'm happy. I'm gonna take this off before all this glitter get into my locks and stuff like that. So we definitely don't want that. But any old wage, right? I wanted to just thank everybody. And I know, I've been absent for over 3 weeks and all that other kind of stuff. I just wanted to say that I truly appreciate you all checking in. All of those who just kind of stayed in check with me and stayed subscribed, and even to my new subscribers, because I still have been getting new subscribers, and I truly and truly appreciate you guys. I am serious. So there's definitely some things that I'm going to talk about in this video for this new year to let you guys know like what have been going on with the girl. And then I have a few things here that I wrote down or what my handy dandy notes, because I definitely want I don't want to miss anything. Some really good stuff have happened, guys. Hold on. So some really good stuff have happened. Why is everything falling around me? Don't stop now. Okay. So where have I been, guys? Just to let you know. So I'm doing this live. I'm gonna check in, guys. I got my handy dandy water. I wanna let y'all also know about this. This ain't no whatever, but this is just a water that I have been doing. That's a new year, different change. It was a recommendation I got. It's good, but it's expensive. So you might not want to jump on that. But anyways, I'm doing a check-in and an update. Let me make sure I got here. It has been a lot happening behind the scenes. So basically, it's a lot of resetting, making decisions, and also protecting my energy. Nothing bad. It's not like nothing bad is happening. And to be honest with you, because there's actually been some good stuff that's happening that have required me to actually make some changes. Okay. Um, so it's just been a couple of shifts and some different things kind of happening. Okay, guys. So one of my major life updates, guys, I have finally, after a whole 5 years, have gotten a job offer. Okay, a full-time job offer. And this was one of those things that I have been waiting on like for a long time. So it finally have come across, and it's actually kind of unbelievable in a way. So with this new job offer, thank you, thank you, girl. Oh my God. Like, it's been a long time coming. And I just wanted to really say, in terms of like, for 2025, this is like a lesson, like, so a lesson that I have learned, right? Thank you, thank you, y'all. Y'all, I'm telling you, you have no idea like what that feels like to be in a place for 5 guys. I have been here in this place for 5 years. Do you know what it is like to hold on and really keep faith, especially when you're like kind of at our age, right? Like where I'm in my 50s now. I am 56, honey bunny. And one thing that I have learned out here, even though they try to pretend and say that it's not true, but it actually true. It's little age discrimination when if you leave a job that you've been on for a while and you get up into the upper ages. I have noticed, and this across the board, because with other people that I noticed that was my age that have been out here looking for jobs, I'm gonna tell you right now, it has not been easy. I've never had this hard of a time getting a full-time job. I have the credentials and I know that. So for it to take 5 years, anyways, but the best part about it, this was divine timing because the job that I have, what I'm going to be doing, and all the things that I have been wanting is incorporated in this job. That includes travel for free for me. That includes work that is aligned with what I really want to do and what I'm really happy to do. And I'm putting this out in the universe. This is to me the last job I want to work. And two, I am in retirement. My goal is early 62. That's what I want to do because I have plans in my life to do some different things. Okay. And so if you have, this is a question that I'll pose and put out to everybody. In 2025, what have you learned for 2025? Like what are you leaving behind in 2025 and what are you taking forward to 2026? So that's the question that I asked myself, what I'm leaving behind and what I'm moving forward with. One thing for sure, I'll share this and I'll move on with the other stuff I'm going to talk about. But in 2025, one of the main things that I have learned that I'm going to do is I am going to continue to have faith and believe that what I want will be revealed. I mean, will come to fruition and will actually happen. My faith was tested. I'm telling you, in a big way. For me to be in a new state that I don't really know people all like that, getting to learn new people, but having the faith that I'm going to get what God says is for me. I'm telling you, it's like for it to come to fruition after all of this time. But the one thing that I will say, even though it's not going to look like the way you think that it's going to look, but guess what? I always was able to make money. Even though my schedule was all over the place, I was always provided for until this came along. So it's, I'm telling you guys, just keep the faith. That's what I want to drop in your pocket. Keep the faith. And what I'm leaving behind in 2025 is the things that no longer serve me, whether they're people, places, or things. Like, do not waste your time. I don't have time to waste on stuff. So don't waste your time on things that no longer serve you. Don't stay so too long. Okay. Don't stay places that you don't belong too long. That's what I'll say, especially as we're aging. Don't do that. Now, this is for 2026. I don't know if this is just this message that I'm feeling moved to tell people, but these are the things that have been changing my life right now. So just believe what you want, you'll have, and you are. I'm telling you right now. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm glad that you need to hear this, Lisa, because this message, I wasn't even listen. I have stuff here that I'm still gonna say, but this just kind of was like, say this to people, like tell somebody this. Somebody needs to hear this message today on here for 2026. I'm telling you right now, you can have what your heart desires, the life that you want to live. I'm telling you, you can have it. And it's like, from the way I grew up and the mindset of lack of thinking that you can't do stuff, like the thoughts of my family, how we grow up, right? A lot of us have grown up in our lives and we feel like, okay, you can't even think beyond like the type of life that you possibly can live, or that you actually can have the type of job or whatever it is that you really want. I was dreaming about some stuff, right? In my dream, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be in a house. I was envisioning myself in a house out where an ocean was like, oh, if I walk out my house, there's gonna be like a beach there, water. I get energized from that, like to be near things that be at peace. At right now in my life, it is about having peace in my life, and happiness in my life. And I don't care what or who have to be eliminated for me to have that. I am going to have that in my life. Let me just put some more light over here, guys. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Oh no, we're not gonna do that. Okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I just wanted to add some more light, okay? Let me tell y'all something, right? Let me tell you something. You're going to, hey Kathy, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Y'all come in on the live. Y'all thumbs up the live. I am so happy that I'm catching you guys. I know it's a little bit later and I have been gone for a little bit, but like I said, it's just the changes that's happened. It's like I just can't believe my this year have just started off so great. But back to what I was saying, right? You're gonna come to different like how can I say turning points in your life. You will come to different kind of turning points in your life. And my grandmother taught me this when I was young, like, baby, keep the faith. I don't care what happens, what it looks like, what you think, and understand, right? You might think, okay, this is how something's gonna happen for me. Like you'll have your own ideas in your mind about how your life journey is gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this. But what you don't understand is sometimes your life will take a turn. Like it'll take a turn. Like you'll think that you're supposed to be over here, but then you might be guided here, not understanding that God has a plan for your life, and you might not understand that. You might not understand where you're being guided to, but just understand in the background things are working out in your favor. Just always know that to stay on the line, to stay on the path you're trying to be on, no matter if it doesn't look like what you think it's supposed to look like. Because believe you me being where I'm at, I was like, what am I doing here? Like, it didn't even make sense for me to be in this little town. I'm in a little town where I didn't even grow up this way. I grew up in a city. I grew up where the money was good. You can go get a job, you can make money, you can do this, you can do that. And but for some reason, I still had a feeling like, okay, I'm supposed to be here. But you might supposed to be there to make a difference. Maybe you're supposed to meet somebody, connect somewhere. Whatever that plan is, you will it will reveal itself to you. So it's not in your time, it's in God's time. And I'm telling you, I'm like off of what I was gonna say. I'm still gonna say it, but this is a message that is for somebody. If you are here listening to this message, it's here for you to hear it. I'm telling you right now to stay the course. Like, even if it looks different from what you think it's supposed to look like, it is working out for you as long as you keep a positive mindset and stay on the course to where you're trying to go. You have to stay on that course. If I let me tell you something, you will get something on the other end of that that's going to be more than what you even expected. More, I'm trying to tell you something. This job that I just got, but my thinking too was, oh, they don't want to hire you now because of your age. You're getting up in age. Nobody wants to hire you, even though I think that's still out there. But at the same time, me still getting up and still moving forward, even though it wasn't looking like what I was expecting, but still moving forward. This job, not only did I get what I was praying for, I'm gonna be getting the vacations for free, and I'm talking about these vacations and stuff like this. Honey, this is dinero that you would have to pay to be on these top. I'm talking about Martha's Vineyards trips, like trips out to okay, where you getting your hotel paid for, you're getting your food paid for, you're getting all your events paid for, and I can bring somebody with me, a plus one, and their stuff's getting paid for too. Okay, listen, this is what, because I work here, this is the bonus that's given to me. But I was praying for, okay, hey, 305 Capricorn, welcome, welcome. I am so glad. Happy New Year's, guy. Happy New Year's. So glad that you all are here. Happy New Year's. And like how I was saying to everybody, I hope everybody's New Year has started off on a great thing. I was just telling them, 305 Capricorn, that I just got finally offered a full-time job here after 5 years. That was nothing but God, how it all ended up happening. And don't even try to think that you can work it out yourself in your mind. You will never put it together how it comes together the way, yes, yes, after 5 years. And let me tell you something. I had called my daughter last year at the end of last year, and I told her, "Look, if I don't find a full time job, I'm gonna have to come move where you are." I was gonna literally leave the state. Like, if God is my witness, we had already talked it over. I said 2026. If I don't get this, there's no way I'm staying here any longer. I'm moving on. If I won't do a renew this lease. We had talked it all out, right? And before I got this job, I had been applying to different things. I saw the posting for this job 5 days before it was over. It was like it was getting ready to go away in 5 days, and I just was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and apply for it anyways. I had tried to get here last year. Another person got the job, and then another job came I didn't get, and this was job three. But I just was like, you know what? I'll do it anyways just to see what happens. I'm probably not gonna get it. I did it and left it alone, forgot about it, and then got called for the interview and was like, "What? They're calling me in for an interview?" Then got called back for the second interview. Like, I'm like, "Oh, they're really considering me now." When she told me that it might have been about 10, 11 people, and when she told me she chose me, I just was quite like, I didn't even believe it because I had got so many no's, 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 and I was like, "She's not saying yes to me." Got the yes and was like, oh my God, I'm finally getting a job. But it opened it up to so much stuff, all the bonuses and stuff like, so guys, I just want to tell you, please have faith. Please just stay the course and have faith that what is for you, nobody can take away. What is for you, nobody can take away. The other jobs that I had applied for, if I would have taken those jobs, it wouldn't have been what I wanted. It wouldn't have been what I wanted. But this one, it was like, no, I got something better for you. And I got exactly what I wanted and then some. Okay, y'all. So I'm sorry. That was my rant for that. But I just wanted to just kind of express that. And if you guys have some stuff too that you're leaving behind in 2025 and that you're taking with you into 2026, or some new ideas, drop it. Let people, put that there for other people as well, because we all need to like kind of be inspired and uplifted, from one another. And we all think differently. So don't think that what you have to share can't help or inspire somebody, because Lord knows I am in a different place and I can't believe it. Now, since I have this new job, I have clients, right? And the funny thing is that I have been getting an uptick of like from the person that I used to get my hair done from. She's been like, unfortunately, dealing with some stuff. So she's been sending all these clients my way. So I've been praying for abundance and this and that. And all of a sudden, for one of my rituals, what I do, and you can say one of your rituals, I keep money. Every New Year's, I put money on my table. I celebrate Kwanzaa as well. So this is year 3 that I've been celebrating Kwanzaa. Now, if anybody still does Christmas or whatever, that's all fine and dandy. I don't like, because I used to do that when my daughter was younger. But now I do the whole Kwanzaa thing and I keep money. But one of my also things is I always come into the new year with money on my table, different things. I do like a cinnamon thing. I burn that on my stove because it's kind of like a, they say when you do like this cinnamon thing, cinnamon means like abundance, like good luck with money, like when you have the scent of cinnamon and then whatever. So anyways, I have this little thing, but let me tell you, it has been coming in for me really, really well. Like I have just been getting all these things. I can't even take all these clients, but now that's caused me to shift. So now with the full-time job, all I can do is clients on the weekends. Now, to all my clients, and some of my clients are here watching, I want you to know everything's gonna be fine. I'm still gonna be able to handle you guys and still fit you in the schedule and whatever. But the good news is that I now am able to drop the other stuff that I was doing where my schedule was scattered all over the place. Now it's more stabilized. I can do this full-time job, thank you Jesus, and then I do my hair clients on the side. Okay, so all the clients, or that may be watching, don't worry about it when you come for your appointments and stuff like that. Everything is going to be scheduled from on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so that is going to be the new schedule for the hair clients. What else? I want to talk about the Sisterlocks EX-L class, okay? Because I know when I was talking to you guys a while back, I was saying that I was, looking into that, and then said a little bit about the classes and stuff. Y'all already know all of that already started, like the Sisterlocks EX-L class and all that kind of stuff. I have yet to meet anybody yet who've gotten it done. So I don't know anybody who's actually gotten it done or whatever like that, but I do know the classes have started. But at this particular time, and in lieu of the changes that I am dealing with for the new year, I have decided to not do it, or to not do it now at this point in time, because it's not going to, I'm not even going to have the time for it, to be honest. So I am going to, because I was thinking of like doing it, like, okay, I should just do that class just to see or whatever like that. But to be honest, I'm really not going to be doing installs at this point in time. So it's not going to really make sense for me to do it, because I'm not going to be doing installs. I'll just be doing retightenings for my clients right now. And as a matter of fact, I am actually closing down my list. So unfortunately, guys, I will not be accepting any more clients at this time because of the new schedule that I will be on. So for all of the lucky ones that I still have, I'm just going to be dedicating my time to them for now, because I want to avoid what? Burnout. We're not doing that. I'm going to be continuing on with that. For the New Year's, I'm a type of person, right? I don't do, like, I know how a lot of people still are big into like their New Year's resolutions and things like that. But I'm to the point where I don't do like New Year's resolutions anymore. I don't do that. I just, whenever I need to make a change in my life or whatever is something that I want to do, I will just go ahead and do that change right then and there. So say if November, I'm like, okay, I'm about to get in the gym. Capricorn says, I haven't seen any XL Sister Locks installed as of yet either. I haven't either. And I think what's interesting about that is I'm gonna actually look and see. I'm gonna actually search that out and see if I can see someone who's gotten it done. I am interested in seeing if someone has gotten it done, and I don't know. I haven't, maybe there's some videos out or whatever. And that'll be interesting, like for maybe the next live that I do, I'll follow up with that and see if they have like, someone who has done it. I think people are still so kind of like just used to the regular sister locks and stuff like that, that they're like, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to see. That's I'm interested in seeing that, to see how many people have done that, just to gauge how many people are doing it. Now, what I also think is that a lot of people are like, they're like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just doing their own combining. I think a lot of people are doing that. I think a lot of people are just combining their own locks and not going by like, okay, let me just do, because I don't feel like a lot of people are going to just take down. You might have some people that might take down their locks and be like, okay, let me go in and try this other the larger size. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I just really don't know because this is like so new. So I think it's just something to just explore more and just really see like what's happening out there with it, because I to be honest I just haven't heard much news about it, nor have I seen anybody. And everybody that have been coming to me, clients, and I'm like I said, I'm seeing a whole bunch of different people. Kaplan says I combined my sister locks, still felt like they are too tiny. The same thing has been happening with me. I have combined, like lately, I have like a lot of my locks now, like up the top and stuff, like combined. I have been doing that too. I actually have combined like I'm to the point now where I have just gone through my hair and just whatever was tiny, I'm like, I don't even think about it no more. I'm like, nope, 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 because I know for a fact that this is going to be based on how long. If you want this style for, if you're trying to keep this style, there is no way. I'm just telling you, and I like to just tell the truth about it, just the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You are not going to be able to maintain this style for like uh, for a long period of time with tiny locks. It's not going to work because the repetitive nature of retightening and retightening over and over again, it's going to affect the tiny lock. It's just going to be wear and tear. And I've been just following this and just watching the phases of the locks and how they're reacting. And I've just been learning a lot about it. So now this year, 2026, guys, I will be 10 years. In September, I will have had my locks for a decade now, guys. As far as like trimming them, I have trimmed my locks twice, like just to get them even at the ends and stuff like that. So for me to have had my locks at this point in time where I've had them, it's been almost 10 years and I've gone through a lot with the locks. Like there's been, so I've experienced thinning. I want to show y'all all kind of stuff, just a whole bunch of stuff to see, right? Your locks, everybody is going to be different, right? This is another thing I've been experiencing. Um, See, like the snapping off on certain points, right? Where this is nowhere near as long as the other ones, right? So just like this one, I have been like throughout my hair locks, I've been, there's now this is almost 10 years, right? So I've been noticing like, oh man, like so as you start this is a journey for real. As you dealing with these locks and stuff like this, everybody is going to be going through different things. It's going to depend on what you're doing, the condition of your hair, what you might be dealing with. It could be the thing with the thinness, like me, the alopecia stuff. The like, okay, hey, it's gonna depend on what you decide to do. Like, let me take over. I kind of feel like hadn't I took over my hair, if I wouldn't have took over my hair, I feel like it would have been in a worse condition than what it is. It's like I had to do that in order for me to even still maintain what I have. So I have gone back to look at this is 10 years later, and this is like, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. I believe unless you have thicker locks and your locks, depending on the integrity and how they are, and like say if you have weak points on your locks, like so say if you like are the type that put a ponytail in the back of your hair, like oh I'm a type I'll just wear my hair back in a ponytail like this. Like so if every day you wore your hair back in a ponytail, right? Every day that's your style right here at that base, you're going to create a weak point. So here, as you pull your hair front, like right here where that ponytail is, you're going to create a weak point right there. So once you're getting your retightness, it'll start to, believe it or not, it'll start to thin right in that area. And look what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, it'll start it'll be on strings and just it'll snap off. And so it's one of those kind of things. And what I have started to do, and just to kind of prevent all that snapping, so now all of my locks are not all uniform, because Lisa said that's what happened to hers. So um this is something that is actually happening in the journey, and a lot of people are not even talking about it. A lot of people aren't talking about it, but it's like this is actually what's happening, and you actually have to do as much as you can. I now still um I okay, what's the word? I'm like, I still, guys, help me out. Why am I coming to a blank in my mind? Ban, duh. I ban. I still now, when I go to washing my hair and stuff, I don't play that no more. I ban. I put my hair back in a braid, and then I do a loose braid like this, like how just from the beginning, go back to the basics, go back to what you know. Take your hair, band it, honey, flip it back over, put your little thing, and wash like this, and be gentle. You actually have to start back over with your hair. Guys, if you're coming in here on the chat, come in and say hey, hello to the family. And also, please thumbs up. We got 8 people in here. Please thumbs up the chat. I mean, it's free, guys. So yeah, you can help me out if you do that. I definitely would appreciate it. But I'll tell you what, from experience, from me taking this and learning these locks and stuff like that, still bend your hair. I'm telling you right now, I don't care if your hair is locked, still continue to bend your hair. Especially if you have fine thin hair. If you have fine if you have fine thin hair, if your locks are snapping, if you see weak points on your locks, and you notice that, you're like, oh my god, I got pieces that are coming off and this and that and stuff like that, start bending all over again, and then you're gonna see a difference. The two main things you need to do, three, I would say the three main things you need to do. If you are noticing your locks are having weak points, and God forbid if you're doing four, because at the time I'm thinking of more things. If your locks are being weak, stop doing these repetitive styles. If you're doing something that is repetitive, stop doing that. One, stop doing repetitive styles. Two, stop having hands and hair, right? Like a lot of time I'll sit there, like, I'll just start, it feels like really good. Like you kind of go into like, I'll do that a lot. And you'll be surprised if you keep just kind of going through your hair, messing with your hair, twirling your hair, doing all this other kind of stuff. You will also create weak links with weak links in your hair. Weak points. That's what I meant to say. Weak points, right? So stop with the hair and hands. Don't twirl your hair, doing all that kind of stuff. Three, band your hair again. Stop banding your hair again, and combine your locks. Like wherever you see, get five, combine your locks. Six, get off of that. You got to get out of that mindset, that Sisterlocks mindset, like meaning like where in the beginning you are super focused on your grid, and you super focused on like, okay, it can't be no over retightening and making sure every little edge, anything, oh no, let me get that in there, let me get that in there, let me over retightening, like going in every 4 to 5 weeks, stuff like that. Do not do that. Like, you have to actually get to the point to do what is good for your locks. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening to your locks. Like, don't like, and if there is an issue or whatever like that, talk to your loctician and be like, okay, what can I do? Do you think I need to combine some of my locks? Stop doing over manipulations of your hair. I think I'm gonna actually do a bit, like, because I never thought that I would still be on this type of stuff that I would have to go back to the basics. I didn't think that I would have to go back to the basics. Like, but I'm like, oh my God, I am finding that I'm going to have to do that. And I will tell people, although starting off with your hair and it looks so great to have the little teeny locks and all that kind of stuff. Oh, don't it flow and it looks good? Yes, it does. But I'm going to tell you right now, them small teeny locks I would not recommend, especially all over your head. God forbid if you put them all over your head. That's what I had, but that's what I didn't know when I first came in. I was like, when they started talking that do the small in the front, the medium in the back, and the large in the, I was all like, I don't want that. Like that's gonna be mixed max. But I didn't know, I didn't understand. But me being in cosmetology school and knowing hair, because I was a braider years ago too, like I understood braiding and I used to always do micro braids. So I actually did that for years too. So I kind of had an understanding of like, okay, these teeny braids, they can be like this can be kind of fragile, like over time if you keep them over time. And I used to go through that with clients that kept the braids in way too long, especially if you had the micro braids. If you kept those micro braids in for far too long and you're trying to take those out, trying to take them teeny braids out, you're just gonna once that buildup is on your hair and it's at that point, like say you'll be like, oh my God, I grew out so much hair. But if you put anything in your hair, like anything that could build up, like little oils or whatever that is, at that point, at that one point, as your hair was growing out and where that braid stopped, you would snap that whole thing off. So if you wore your hair past a month's time, all of that new growth that you had that you was like so happy about, it will be literally gone because you will be snapping out. And if any of you guys know, raise your hand or put like a one or whatever, if you remember keeping your braids in far too long than what it was supposed to be. So it's the same thing. It reminded me of locks. Like the sister locks reminded me a lot of the micro braids. So and then because I had went to hair school, I understood about the parting and the section. And so when I first came out and started to do it, it was actually easy for me. It wasn't like hard because I was like, oh, okay, this is like micro braids, but this is like roller set parting. Like so anybody who understood or went to hair school, you would understand like the parting of sister locks, the and then the whole small things of the sizes of what sister locks are. You would know all that kind of stuff. So with me, I guess my whole combined hair knowledge kind of prepared me for this. And realistically, I already kind of knew, like, wait a minute, if you do these locks this small, your base has to be strong. You have to have a strong base. And if people, you just think about that, like, okay, how is something gonna hold on strong? Think of a heel when you're wearing a high heel shoe. If you got that little thin high heel, or you got a block heel, what's going to feel more stable, what's going to stay longer, so that's just kind of like the same thing with the hair stuff too. You got to think about that. So now everybody, if you've had this for a long time, once you've had these sister locks for a long time, you're going to get past all that early stuff that you learned. And if you want to keep this style, depending on how long you want to keep this style, you better start paying attention. And when it comes to the fact of combining and all that kind of stuff, just do it, because guess what? If you don't, it's going to snap off. The lock is going to snap off. It cannot hang on to 5 strings or 3 strings, 4 strings. Is going to snap off, and then you are going to get weak points on it. You live and you learn. That's exactly how all of that's going to go. This is the only way you're going to maintain this style, unless you just get to a point where you're like, oh, okay, I'll just take it for whatever it is. There's some people that said, okay, this is thin here, this is broken off here, I don't want these no more. There's a lady that just came that I just did her hair. She said hers was down to her. Not the lady I did, because if you check in one of my videos, I retightened. Actually, for a second time, I ended up getting this lady back again that have the locks down to her butt, like down past her butt. I just redid hers again, and we had a conversation about what she was going to do with her hair. I'm like, girl, are you gonna let your hair grow longer than this? And she was like, you know what? No, I'm going through a lot of difficulties. And that is a very interesting conversation about people whose locks have actually gone way down to their back or to their butt. And also, since my locks have grown a lot, okay, hold it. Dream. Oh, hi, welcome. Dreamcatcher 3412 says, hi, Faye. This is Allison from Atlanta. Happy to see you back. Okay, I'm 4 years in with my DIY micro locks. I've had 5 reties from 2 different locticians, but prefer my own maintenance. Your hair is pretty. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Atlanta in the house. And guess what, Dreamcatcher? I am originally from Georgia myself. My family is from the A, so I have family in Atlanta, in Augusta, all that. I was born in Richmond County, actually. So I'm a Georgia Peach girl. So I was raised in Boston and now living in North Carolina, but most of my family, they're in Georgia. So I have family in Atlanta too. So welcome, girl. One of these times I might be down there and catch you because I often visit Atlanta. So yeah, so welcome. Glad to have you. Happy New Year's. That's right, Atlanta in the house. Yep, that's my hometown, Georgia. So, but I am very, very happy to have you here. Okay. And you know what? Dreamcatcher, as far as the DIY and stuff like that, I had to take over my own hair. And I really truly believe that hadn't I taken over, I'm telling you, I don't know what the condition of my locks would have been. It wouldn't have been good. I'll tell you that. So I'm with you on that. And then you can set your own schedule. You know what you can do, what's comfortable for you. You can catch up, you can do whatever. So that's what I love most about the DIY. But I will say you have to be passionate about it and you have to have patience and know that there will be mistakes here and there and you have to be okay with that. Like, you can't be like I would just say anal about it. Like, you really can't, because as you're getting better and better, you'll get better and better at it the more practice you do. Just like with anything, you're going to have to do the practice, because you're going to have to learn how to do the mirrors. I don't know, Dreamcatcher, do you do the mirrors like I do? Like, my mirrors, I set myself up in my bathroom, I have to do like a whole routine of like getting it together and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how you do it, but that's the way I do it. I'm interested to see how you do it. What's your process? Let us know in the bottom. And 305 Capricorn says, honestly, I think in the future I might comb out my sister locks for small traditional. Hey, that's an option too. The girl, I'll tell you, so 2 different things have happened um uh with another client, and this is a second client that said that she had butt length sister locks. I never seen these sister locks. She's not my client, but she was referred over, just like I had to fill in for this lady. She cut hers into a bob. She had just did a bob. She literally cut her butt length locks and she did a bob. And you know what? It was the cutest thing. I was like, oh my God, it brought me back to my days when mine was like at the bob length. And I remember like, oh, I really liked when I had like the bob. I enjoyed the bob look. That actually was one of my favorite looks, was the bob look. I really liked that. But if you want to comb yours out and do the traditional locks, my daughter did the traditional locks, and I would ask her back and forth about, hey, you want to do sister locks, you want to do sister locks, because I would have did it for her, but she said no. She said, Mom, I don't want to. She's like, I'll say they look beautiful. I like how they look, all that kind of stuff. She was like, but I just don't want that. It's too much work for me, and I feel like this is easier for me. So it is this is a individualistic type of thing. This is an individual, and to me, there is no right and wrong answer. So you can go have the experience of sister locks, and then as you're going through the journey, and depending on what's happening in your hair and your locks, then you can start pivoting however you want to pivot with them. I've known people who've had them and have done them over like 3 different times, but they was like, okay, I don't want like small. Now I want medium, or I want larger ones. So it kind of was like the same thing as they rolling out now with the Sisterlock extra large, but they just got the larger size of the Sisterlocks. It changed the small ones. They just took the other ones out and did that over again. Some of them went to micro locks. Some of them went to traditional size. It's all a personal choice. It's nothing wrong. I'm to the point now with me going on my 10 years. I finally got in 305 Capricorn says I'm experiencing thinning already, and the maintenance is too much. That's why I'm debating on going traditional. And I understand that 305 Capricorn, I feel like I'm where you are with the thinning, because when I first got my locks, I definitely have thinned out over this time period. Like, that's not even no if ands buts about it. And the thing about me is, I want to tell the truth about all of this. I love the Sister Lock hairstyle. It has definitely given me something that I've never had before. And while I still get compliments, like people like they still be, I get a lot of compliments still on my hair, but I know where the imperfections are. I know where my hair was and where it wasn't. So people don't know that, but I do. So I'm still pivoting as I'm going through and thinking about, like, as this journey continues, what I'm going to do based on what else happens with these locks. Like, because like I said, a lot of pieces are starting to snip off, and it's probably because of retightening and just different things. I know it's like that. So as the time goes by, I'm just going to keep pivoting and pivoting. I don't know. It might include me having to get to the point where I cut them, or do something different. I'm not exactly sure yet. Right now, I'm just where I'm retightening them. I mean, I'm combining and getting away from what it's supposed to be like. I'm giving my hair what it needs. If I feel like my hair is dry, I'm conditioning my hair. So far, me combining and rebundling my hair again has been working. It has slowed down some stuff. So I'm sitting there. I'm doing my onion rinses. Like, I'm actually taking onions and doing onion rinses on my scalp too, seeing how far that goes. I'm trying to get a little more consistent with that. And then I'm going to take it from there. And then I don't know exactly what the next step is going to be. But as I'm going along, I'll be making those decisions. And of course, updating you guys as I go along. So Dreamcatcher says she uses a mirror for installation, but no mirrors for reties. I said in my bed, turn on a good movie, feel and go for it. I don't care about grids for me, although it looks nice on others. Oh, okay. So you don't. Oh, you know what? I Now, the person, I had a person that was doing, excuse me, guys, let me get a little sip of my little water. Been sitting here, guys. I got some little mango chunks in here with some, y'all, if y'all want to try good water, it's a little expensive now. If you want a little treat, try this Saratoga carbonated spring water. It's really good. It's $2.99 a bottle. So I don't buy it too often. I do it as a little treat, but it's really good. Okay. And I got a little bit of mango chunks in here. Wait a minute. And some lime. It's good. But anyways, someone else was talking about that. Like, I had a like one of the people who used to retighten my hair. She was like, "Won't you just do the fill? Just go ahead and you could be chilling." And people do that, and I will say I've done that to an extent at time, but I've never done a whole retie just by fill. But you can do it. Like, if you separate it and stuff like that appropriately, you can feel it, because you actually can feel it, and then kind of do your patterns and stuff like that. Now, I'm interested. Did you do the class? Dreamcatcher, did you do the class, or did you kind of learn on your own? How did you learn how to do it? Okay, I've also experienced some thinning. I use Blue Magic biotin and botana oil. It is really helping. I also mix distilled water and aloe vera juice. Hmm. You're talking about old school Blue Magic grease? Um, I learned on YouTube University. Okay, okay. Just like a lot of people, Now, I like that idea of the mixing the distilled water and aloe vera juice. I did use, and aloe vera juice is very hydrating. So that's supposed to be really, really good. So do you just use that as a hydrating mix, that aloe vera, the distilled water with the aloe vera juice? Do you use that just like if your hair is dry? Yes, old school blue magic grease. Now, what do you do with that old school blue magic grease? How do you use that in your hair? What do you, how do you use, what do you, like, put it on your scalp? What do you do? I didn't know they still had the blue magic grease out. Because you going way back, girl, with the blue magic. Now, this is what I'll say about that, right? So you're gonna have to, if you're using that on your scalp. So say if you're using blue magic on your scalp, just understand that it's, you got to be careful of clogging, of it, like clogging your scalp and stuff like that. Okay, I use the mist every day. I put blue magic on scalp at least 2 times a week. My hair's extremely dry. Um, do you do any conditioning? Do you condition your locks? You said you've been locked for 4 years, right? So your hair should be fully locked, right? Because if you're doing it to moisturize your hair, the blue magic, you have to, that's going to, it might give you that sense of like, oh, my hair is being moisturized, but it's actually clogging your scalp to use blue magic grease. And there's other things that you can use to do the moisture that you're looking for. So there's as a matter of fact, look at, guys, speaking of moisture, and that was a point I was supposed to be talking about, my mint, guys. So this is my newest one, right? So speaking of moisture, if your hair is dry and stuff like that, this one I found a Rosemary Mint volume and thick conditioner with rice protein and collagen. The 365 Whole Foods Market brand. If you live near a Whole Foods, you can look for this at your Whole Foods. However, I found this on Amazon. Now, I used this once, and look at how much, I think twice, maybe I used this twice, and look how much it's gone. And that's another thing, Tom. Okay, another thing that you guys are going to have to look out for, right? And then if you want like a whole full review, I'll probably catch you guys up to an update once I use it for like at least a good month or so, like that, because I haven't used this for over a month yet, and I like to like at least get that to see how I feel. Now, this is, I just recently switched up and started using this new one because I was doing Nexus. I was doing the Nexus conditioner, which I love, and that one was, had a lot amount in it too. This one has 32 flow ounces. The Nexus was like that too. It had like about like a 34 flow ounces um in the bottle and stuff like that. But I was like going through it, but it was like so good. I love how that Nexus conditioner was feeling on my hair. So, but I go through it so quickly. And that's another thing. As your hair and your locks start to get longer, guys, you're going to use more products. So it's a lot of different things that you'll have to come to. And like I said, this was okay. Okay, yes, fully locked. I wash my hair every 2 weeks. I use leave-in conditioner, Jamaican mango, and lime cactus after every wash. So is that by Talia Waleed? Like, no, Jamaican mango. Okay, no, that's different because I think I actually heard of that one before, Jamaican mango and lime cast, but it's probably, I don't know if it's by I used to know, excuse me, all of the names. So you do a leave-in, but do you condition your locks? You may want to, if you're experiencing if you're experiencing dryness in your locks and stuff like that, um, I would more recommend a conditioner. Now that leave-in conditioner may be a great thing too, but I would also recommend like a conditioner on your hair, or look for a deep penetrating treatment mask, like a hair mask. One of a really really good one that I tried one time, but it was like a sample, but it was by that company Bumble and Bumble. Like they had a hair mask, like a deep treatment hair mask. I mean, that thing was amazing. But Bumble and Bumble is kind of like an expensive brand. So you could go to a hair store and be like, okay, I'm looking for a deep penetrating hair mask for your hair. And when especially for those times when your locks are feeling like extremely dry, then you can go ahead and do that, and that should take care of that. Um, because when you use that blue magic grease, not only is it going to clog your scalp, it's going to add buildup in your locks. And to be honest with you, that is what's creating the dryness in your hair, believe it or not, when you use that. So think of the conditioner, the deep penetrating conditioner, condition it. You're doing a good job as far as that. The distilled water and the aloe vera, that's really great. That's a nice misting stuff. So if you feel like every morning, if I get up, like I'll take something like my regular water or whatever I'm using to moisturize my hair, and I'll go in and refresh my hair with that. Like I'll just go in with my hands and stuff, or spray in the middle of it. And then I've learned to give myself a hair massage, guys, and that feels so great. Like every morning, if you can get into the habit of just massaging your scalp to stimulate your scalp, right? So whatever you use, like right now with me, like if I say I want a little extra moisture in my water bottle, I might add a few drops of jojoba oil in mine. Like this is what I'm doing for me, like to add a little bit of moisture if I want to do that. And I may brew some rosemary tea. Like I have some rosemary organic tea leaves, and because the rosemary is also going to stimulate your scalp, right? So if you could brew some rosemary tea and for the stimulation, because this is all about hair growth as well. I'll put like a few drops, because jojoba oil is a super light oil, or sweet almond oil, or any of the oils that are super super light, right? And you're just because you just want a little bit of moisture, and then you want that. You don't want something that's going to continue to add build up to your scalp. And something like a blue magic, or the what's that, the crown grease we used to have back in the day, that white, it was like came in a like I think a red and silver top. It was like called crown grease. I know we used to use the blue magic, the green one that was out. My family used to use that too. But over time I learned that. And then also the ingredients in that grease probably has harmful ingredients in there, and it's actually doing the reverse. It might seem like it's moisturizing your hair, but it's actually not. It's because the ingredients that they're putting in it is not great. And now, because of like the vast amount of products that we have, you could actually utilize some stuff that's actually going to really hydrate and moisturize your hair a whole lot better than something like that. Now, you could but it's your hair though. So I just tell people that to put it out there for you. But but it's still up to the person to do what they want to do, because it's still your hair. So it's like you can do whatever you want, but stuff like that is going to continue to attract debris and dust and dirt to your locks. And once that stuff get locked in like that, it's going to be very very hard to get it out. So, when we go out in everyday stuff like the air and the dust that fly around, anytime you put something in your hair like that, like a grease, that's going to attract it. That's going to attract it. That's going to attract it. And over time, it'll end up embedding itself in your locks. And you can ask anybody, it's going to be hard as I don't know what to try to get it out. It'll end up getting stuck in there. So that's just my, just the 2 cents of, and it's just so much out here. Like it's so much like hydrating stuff out here if you're dealing with dry locks or whatever. And I think I'm gonna end up doing the thing where and I should have been did this anyways, doing consultations for people, because just to actually set something up for like your hair, like your individual like issues that you might be having with your hair, because there's so many different things that you can do to combat that. Okay, so I want us all to thrive out here better with the information, and mainly too because I've learned a lot about the chemicals and different stuff that they putting in these products that we was using for a long time ago. So a lot of times we just don't know about it, but it's like mad chemicals that are like in those like old products and stuff. Just from doing research on like the braids and different things, like in my videos that I put out, I was just shocked about how much stuff I found out that was in these products. And mainly in them old products, they was like putting mad chemicals in them. So I want us to all be good, just be informed. But ultimately it is everybody's choice. So, but I just want to, just provide the information. But it's up to everybody to do their thing. Okay. So, yep. So I try to do different things, try new things too with my locks and stuff like that. And somebody also I just had another client here the other day, and she was like, when can I color my hair? Can you tell me when I can color my locks? So her hair is definitely, she's at a point where she can color her locks. She's a younger client and stuff like that. And I know it's kind of like a rite of passage where they want to color. So what, to be honest with you, it's like coloring, it depending on what you try to use. That's the chemical. We all know that's chemicals too. If you decide to use chemicals on your locks, it's going to be consequences to that, because it's going to dry your locks out. And then once your locks are dried out, then you're definitely going to have to use conditioner to kind of combat that. So in hair school, it's called controlled damage. So you're going in, no matter what you're doing to your hair, whether it's locks or just your hair out or whatever that is, it's called controlled damage. So you're going in damaging the hair, and then you're coming back in to control the damage that you did. So that's basically what that's called. So I explained to her, what the pros and cons was going to be for coloring it. And I know it looks beautiful. We all love color, everybody. And then I just said the alternatives, like, okay, you can go this route. Okay, Dream Captain said, good advice. At the same time, I had to make several new locks. It's going to be hard for me to give up the blue. Girl, listen, old habits die hard. Old habits die hard. I'm telling you, right? It's like, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, because God knows this is like a work in progress for all of us. All of us are learning a lot of new things. A lot of us were like misled by a lot of advertisement and different things. And to be honest, we're all really finally finding out. And this is what I tell people. I was literally on the phone today with a cousin of mine. It's like one of my dude cousins, one of my best cousins, right? And I was telling him, he was just telling me like, hey, Ofe, I'm gonna do my daughter's hair. I mean, he's not gonna do it, but he's like, she wants to get her hair done, and she wants to get braids put in her hair. So I got into like, well, what kind of braids is she using? Da, 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 da. And then I had to run it down to him, all of the stuff I found out about the toxic braids, the same braids that he's using for her. And then I gave him the alternative. So I was like, I'm gonna text my the title of my channel, have them sit down and watch it so that they can do other alternatives. And I'm saying, just like I'm saying to you, not wanting to give up the blue magic, right? This stuff has been stuff we've been using. It's just like anything. It's like somebody who's been eating like fried foods for years, or the type of food we've been eating. I know that it's hard to just be like overnight give up something. That's really unrealistic. Like, people, when you're used to something, you're not just going to give it up like that. But over time, just make an effort to do different things. Like, okay, I used it this many times this week. This one I'm going to use one less thing. Or, okay, let me buy this other product, and then just try to start incorporating doing conditioners and see how my hair feels after I do that. So I understand when we be like, stuck on like our habits, and it's hard to break those habits. So that's why I try to give people grace too. So this is no judgment. I'm not judging nobody because I've been through it too. Like I believe me, I've come a long way, baby. So haven't we all, right? We've all come a long way. So it's like a lot of the stuff that I've learned and the things that I'm saying now is from practice. It's from like being like, okay, let me. So I'm a gradual person. I am not. I'll be honest. I am not a cold turkey person. Like that don't work for me. I'm a gradual type of person, but eventually, if I do it that way, I eventually am able to do little by little. And I try not to overwhelm people with like, cut this out, don't do this no more, don't do that, don't do that. It's not gonna work. Like, do one thing at a time that's good for you, that's healthy for you. Like, okay, all right, let me just focus on, all right, I want to cut out this blue magic grease, right? She said, with one thing that's better. So what you are doing right is that distilled water and that aloe vera juice. Literally, if you cut that out and every morning you got up and just refreshed your hair with that distilled water and that aloe vera juice, and probably you can keep it in the refrigerator to keep it longer, because if you have that liquid aloe vera, I know that maybe if you have it, it may last for like 3 weeks in the refrigerator or something like that. I would do that distilled water, aloe vera juice, and probably do a couple of drops of tea tree oil too, because the tea tree oil helps to it's like an antifungal on your scalp, and it helps to keep like any type of fungus and helping to keep your scalp clean. That's another thing we have to remember too, is keeping our scalp clean. It's very important to keep your scalp clean for your hair to grow and those follicles and everything to have that, those open follicles for your hair to grow and your growth cycles to be as fruitful as possible. But you can't do that if your scalp is clogged. Like literally, that grease clogs your scalp. So you're actually preventing that natural process to happen. Like you're actually preventing that. If you was to just get up every day and just spray the distilled water and the aloe vera and just give your hair like a nice massage, go in, do the massages on your scalp, go around, do that, and then do your sprays and do that, and take your hair, because our guess what, our ends of our hair is the driest, right? So we have to, it's the dry. So you're gonna take your ends of your hair and make sure as you're going through, right? You're spraying too. Spray the ends of your hair. Get all that. Get in there, section it. I go through my hair. I take sections, get in there, spray in between. I go under, do my massages, go through it, spray, but be gentle and get that. Make sure when you're doing your ends, moisturize your ends really good with stuff like that. And what I do for my ends, I'll put like I do my castor oil, even though castor oil is thick, but it's at the ends of my hair, so I'm not putting it in here and stuff like this. Let me show y'all the one that I'm using. I'm gonna get my little roller thing. So this is over here where I do and use my that's my little section in the back, guys, where I do my hair back here, right? And then I have my little roller thing right here. I got this skinny little roller thing. And I have all my little things and products I use, okay? So one of the things for my ends, and this I might recommend, this is a very good type of castor oil. This is a very good one. It's kind of on the pricey side now. I think it's this is that queen, the queen of the throne. And then I take this. Let me show y'all. Do I have my little spray? I'm gonna give y'all a little demonstration. Hold on. I use a little spray bottle, right? And then this one, I got my little spring water or distilled water, whatever you want to use. And this particular one, I used a little bit of jojoba oil on this. That's what I do for mine. I ended up getting like a small sample I ordered. This was the one I went online and did, a little light. So if you want to put something that's going to moisturize your hair, you want to use a light oil, right? This is something that is a light oil right there. Okay, that jojoba oil. And then, okay, see how light that is? Okay, wait a minute. You can't even hardly see it because it's a super light. Look how light jojoba oil. It's a super light oil. And the thing is, if you're gonna, you can't even hardly see it, but you do see the sheen, like the little shine right there. Because you want to, if you're gonna oil your scalp, right? You want to do something super light. So if I decide, okay, let me do this, I'm gonna put that little light oil right there, and that's gonna give you the kind of moisture you need. You do not have to put the blue. We gonna graduate you from that blue magic. And I take my every morning. I go through my scalp, and I can do it now because I haven't done it throughout the day. And this is so light because it's a super light oil, and it's so refreshing, right? I go through. This is my morning routine. To You don't have to do all that. And then I go up in there, and that little oil and stuff is there, and you give yourself this. You Once you get used to doing this, you'll look forward to doing this because, girl, this feels good to your scalp. That feels really good. I do that. You can tell your hair feel refreshed. Your locks are going to feel nice and refreshed and soft. You're not going to deal with that dryness, right? So all you have to do is do a lighter oil. Do a light oil for that. Never mind, you gotta get rid of the grease. This is a refresher. And then for something a little thicker, because the idea is not to build up stuff in your locks. That's not what you want to do. And then when I be like, okay, my hair feels dry, I'm gonna do my wash day. I'm gonna band my hair. This is me banding my hair. I take this one here, I take this, I put a braid here, I put a braid here, I go to the back, I split this in half, I do a braid here and I do a braid here and then on the other side. So I ended up with 6 braids, and then I do a loose braid, just like how y'all saw from earlier. I put a loose braid, fold this over, and where I'm able to go through my hair, and then I just let the shampoo and stuff rinse down. So when you're shampooing, guys, you're shampooing your scalp. That's all you're doing. You're not going like down your hair. People don't understand, like, oh, I gotta wash all the way down my hair. No, you're shampooing your scalp. You're shampooing your scalp because the idea is to clean your scalp. And when you going through the rinsing process, the shampoo is coming down your hair. So then you can do all that like that with that. And when you're conditioning your hair, you condition your hair. You're not conditioning your scalp, you're conditioning your hair. You're washing your scalp and conditioning your hair. Okay. So that's how that works when it comes to that. Now, after I go through that whole thing, I use my microfiber towel. I'm patting down my hair with the microfiber towel. And then, because this is the ends of my hair, we don't want a bunch of buildup because I just focus on the ends because my ends tend to be super dry. Then I may take my castor oil. Take it off. Now, this is something I do. Other people, I've been in 10 years. Some people might say, oh, I don't do that. I do something different. That's fine. This is when it comes to you knowing what works for you. But I also do know I'm not trying to clog my scalp because I do understand about the clogging of the scalp and what kind of products you're using. And although I'm moisturizing my ends of my hair, because this is the oldest part of your hair and it's the driest, I go in with something good. This is still a good quality oil. And then I'll take it. I'll just do something like that. I'll have about maybe like that much on my hand. Take my water bottle because water seals in the moisture, and I'll spray like in my hand, or you know, and I'll do something like that. So I want something that's like kind of, you can't even hardly see it, but like this. But you already seen what I put in my water, and I'll go to the bottom of my hair, and then I'll do it like this on the bottom of my hair and stuff like that, so that the ends of my hair also stay nice and moisturized. You don't want to put this all up on your locks, but you just want to do the ends. You want to have it where your ends are moisturized. So say if I wanted to do like a braid out now, so I may spritz down my hair with the water, do my braid for my braid out, and then I'll put a lock loop at the end. So I'll go ahead and be like, okay, let me go ahead. Now with my braid out, I'm gonna do it different from the shampoo, because now I'm not gonna do it super tight, but I'm going to do it a little tighter than what I would do for my wash. So I would probably do a braid like this. And this is not super tight. I'm not braiding my hair soupity doopity tight. Now, remember, I already moisturized my end a little bit. And what I'll probably do at the end, I like leave out a little bit and then I spray. I'll spray a little bit at the end of it just to have that moisture. I'm still sealing in that moisture. And I have lock loops. Do I have a lock loop here? I'm going to show y'all what a lock loop looks like. And this is what you call a lock loop. This is a lock loop. Now, usually I'll use a end paper. So I'm old school with this because this will bring you to hair school, because this was my hair school days when I would do, this is when I did roller sets. So where you remember you use end papers. So these are my end papers. So sometimes I'll take an end paper out. Sometimes I won't. If I have time and I'm like, oh, I got time. Now, if I decide I want to braid it all the way to the end, sometimes I might go a little bit further down to the end and still leave like a little bit out. I don't do the whole tippity top. I might like just braid it down to about that much. And then I'm like, okay, let me put my, just to keep it all together. Got my little end paper on there, and I'm taking this, and I go kind of in a diagonal way because like I'll just do it so I bring it where it's like, like something like that. Do my ends, fold it over, you putting it through, and there you go. Your lock loop is on. And then you're doing that. I set the other ones for my braid out. So I have a braid out that's not, as you can see, my braid is still where you could be like this. So it's not a super tight braid. You don't want a super tight braid. And actually, all I use is water. Now you can have some people that might use like a something like lots of body and or setting type of lotion to kind of really like. So say if you're like, you know what, I want to wait around and have my, braid out last me for about a week or so like that. If you want to, and this is why I talk about build up. If you want to, if you're going to add like a setting lotion or something like that, just remember you're going to have to wash maybe once a week, or definitely no more later than 2 weeks, because anything that's building up, you don't want that to stay in your lock. Me, I use water because I don't really 2 days or something, or like something loose, or if my hair is just like this, sometimes I'm like, whatever, I don't really care. I don't do much to my hair because I don't want to do a lot of manipulation because of the snapping and stuff that I've been dealing with. I don't want to do that. So if I'm going somewhere special, I want to braid out, I'll do something like this. Sometimes I'll keep my braids in for like the weekend. Like if I'm going somewhere on Monday, I'll braid my hair up Friday night and literally wear my hair in braids. And then I take it out. Usually it's a real nice form to it. This will be curled at the ends because you let it set for a lot. Like it literally will be curled. So when I take it out, if you look through some of the older videos I did when I've done my braids out, you'll see like the end be curled, and then you'll have your braid out. If you want a tighter pattern, you're going to do smaller braids. But if you want more of a loose wave, you're going to do bigger braids. And so, I mean, and we all do, all different things, but that's some of the things I do to keep my hair moisturized and just low maintenance. Like, don't, you know, a part of keeping this style is going to be low maintenance. That's what I found. uh, all the people that hair that I've seen that is thriving. And the one lady that has her hair down to her butt that I just retightened the second time, that lady's hair is consistent from the top to the bottom. She has no broken pieces. I asked her, I said, girl, I don't know what you doing. And her locks are small too. So it's not like they're not super small, but they're still small. And I don't know what she's doing because her hair is down past her butt, and they're all consistent. Underneath in the front, she has a little bit of little damage up under here on both sides. There's a little damage and some breakage under here, which I think is because she may have been manipulating it or messing with it, or probably hands in hair, like doing one of these moves, like all that kind of stuff. But the majority of her hair, it all just flows, guys. And so that's what it's going. So let me see what else. Some of the last little things, guys, because I know we've been on I would say 120 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, which I absolutely appreciate. I want to also just give a shout out to all of the new subscribers to Phase Lock Life. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and just appreciate the patience as I've been going through this, this time with all these changes with me. So I do want you all to know that I appreciate you all showing up for me and stuff like that and hanging in there, because it ain't easy being, it ain't easy for a girl out here just trying to make it work. I'm trying to tell you something. Um, so let me see with the schedule client, the XL class, Rosemary Mint conditioner. So moving forward, what we can expect more intention. So moving forward and stuff like that, I am gonna, just try to be more intentional about like just kind of being here, but it's really it's gonna be based on, my work schedule and how it's going. And I just want to be able to spread that out with everything. But as always, guys, y'all know I do show up. I will come back, and kind of catch you guys up. And my day ones always are here, and I want to definitely send out some love to you guys, because y'all have been hanging in here with me, and I really really appreciate that, guys. So that's really pretty much my update, guys. The new year has started off great, with the new job. So there's going to be a lot of changes with my new job and all of that kind of stuff. And, and just trying to continue to keep balance in my life for the new year's, guys. So that's pretty much what I want to do. And like I said, anything that y'all are going to be doing, changing and moving forward for the new year's, put it down there, guys. Let everybody hear about that. And if there's anything y'all want me to cover, so as I always try to say too, like those ideas go a long way. Like if you also tell me what you want me to cover, or say, hey, I want to know about this, I want to learn about that. And that's one of the main reasons also too why I kind of wanted to go into more of like a channel. I'm really trying to just think about that, like just going. I love hair. This is a part of my life. Y'all already know I do hair and stuff like that. But also a part of my life is I really want to talk to you guys about other things. Like, my life ain't just about hair. Like, so it's like just the things that are going on in life, just like the new jobs and like, encouraging one another and, giving those words that we all need to hear in this day and age. A lot of us are single out here, living alone, different things. Some of us are not. Some of us, living with animals. You got your husband or kids or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, a lot of people are not having that opportunity to be out and collaborate and making new friends. And especially as you get older, it gets a little more difficult to do. And a lot of people are doing it online. That's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are collaborating and doing a lot of stuff online. So I know I would like to do more of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we could help each other out a whole lot more if we were to expand. So I really wanted to kind of change, like kind of shift with this channel to talk about more than just hair, and realistically, I was like, I wanted to do, maybe I could do another channel and talk about that. But to be honest with you, just even I, I'm having like a time coming on here being like as consistent as I want to be. So I already know a whole new channel that would just make it even more. But I feel like if I can kind of incorporate it here, and I know how it is, guys. Everybody wants to just talk about what you initially come and talk about, which is this has been my hair channel. But to be honest with you, it is phase locked life. It is about my life too, and I just want to see how you guys feel about that. Because I know sometimes people tend to be a little more resistant with change. Nobody likes change, okay? But we can explore more, guys, if we do change. And there's a lot more different things that we can cover if we're able to talk about more things. So, y'all can let me know how y'all feel about that. Because at the end of the day, I would like to expand. This is a new year, new things, guys. We got to kind of learn how to expand and be different. Okay, yeah, enjoy chatting with you. See you next time. Good night. Okay, good night, Dreamcatcher. So glad to have you here because I'm about to go ahead and end this as well. So, like, share, subscribe, guys, and share this with somebody who you think this would be helpful for, guys. I really appreciate you guys showing up tonight. Everybody who was here was supposed to be here, and I hope that you got a message that you needed to hear. So it was meant for you. Okay. And if you catching me now, just go ahead and do the replay, and then you can just hear all the things that we talked about on the video. Okay. As always, Sharon is Karen. I love you all, guys. And like I said, I'm gonna try to get here as much as possible here and there. If you find that I'm absent, just know that I'm living life and doing things and trying to get things in order. Okay. It's not that I don't love you guys, because I do, and I be missing you, and I always think about you. But it just be me just getting life together. Just life be life, and sometimes. But I'll always come back to the family. That's one of my things. I'll always come back to the family. Okay, so continue to have a wonderful new year. May everybody be prosperous and get all the things that you want: abundance, health, happiness, and have peace in your life, guys. Know what you deserve, because you deserve it all. God says that you deserve it and you can have it, and you just got to believe it. Okay, so yeah, so I'll go ahead and end on that happy note, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.